All you need is 2 packs of kids braiding hair and some boho curls. I use BLL hair, human hair curls. It was sent to me. And I started off by washing my daughter's hair, of course, and blow drying it. I blow dried it on cool, and I also use Bio Silk because it is a heat protectant. It's a wonderful heat protectant at that, especially when you're using heat. But I did do it on cool because we are trying to go on a healthy hair journey with her because she is on certain medications that I do believe thins her hair out. All her life, her hair has been like a thinner texture though, but she is on certain medications that have made it kind of even more thin at the root. It looks full, but as you see, like you have to be very gentle with it or it'll rip out at the root because it's, like a thinner texture. Um, but yeah, I am just applying gel around the perimeter. I use braid gel. And sometimes it is too hard for her hair though. But you can use Shine Jam if it's too much for your baby's head. Shine Jam is also perfect for like parting. And y'all have to excuse me, but I'll probably have to talk through this whole thing because YouTube be tripping about their copyright issues and stuff like this. So I'm probably gonna have to talk through the whole video. So if y'all just hear me mumbling, jumbling, whatever, it's, that's why. Because they will copyright your video in a heartbeat. So right here, I'm just parting the hair. I do 2 rows below the ear. So I go from ear to ear, and I do 2 rows below the ear. And you just want to clean the part up with your braid gel. Split it in the middle, and then 2 on each side. Be sure to apply your gel on the roots. I put it on the bottom and the top of her hair, and I comb it through. As you can see, you don't need too much because it'll be product buildup if you put too much product. But yeah, you just start off with a regular braid. Make sure it's tight at the root, and you can also comb it if the hair is frizzy. And this is where I insert my first piece. I do have to move her head a lot because she goes up to watch TV and back down to watch the phone, so I do have to adjust her head a couple times. But yeah, you just want me to comb out her hair. If it's a little crinkly or curly, just comb it out. And I'm going to add my second piece right there and braid it. And I'm going to add my third piece, braid it. And then I just start braiding down as normal, trying to make sure that her natural hair is tucked away behind the braiding hair. That's why this is a protective style, because it protects the natural hair. Also, I do put gel on her hair because I don't want her hair to frizz up so easily. And it just protects the hair and moisturizes it also. So yeah, I'm going to keep braiding down. I'm not going to add the boho hair on the first row because it will mat up if it's against your neck or your ear. So by the ear and the bottom row, I don't add boho hair. But later on in the clip, I will show you guys how I add the boho hair. I will link it in the description box below. But yeah, now I'm just braiding down, and here is the first braid. It is done. I'm just going to do this thing with the next braid, put some product on it, braid it once or twice, and then start adding my hair. You can add hair right away if the root is a little bit thinner, but I just add in smaller pieces if her hair is thinner. See, that's a thinner piece right there. You don't want to add a chunky piece because it's going to look like it's skinny and then big. So braid down again and then add another piece of hair. I typically add 3 pieces of braiding hair along with adding another piece at the bottom when I get close to the bottom. It just depends on if the hair is thinning out, and you'll be able to feel it. So here is the first 2 rows. They're looking good. And now I'm just going to start on, I like to finish the back of her hair first. It just, it creates the rows for the top for me to connect it easier. But yeah, I'm just starting off braiding the root. And sometimes I'll pull at the root just to make it tighter at the root. Added my first piece of braiding here, then braiding down again. Then I'll add my second piece. And braid down again, keeping a tight grip. Not too tight though, but you want to keep a tight grip. This is my third piece. Braid down again. And I just continue to braid down, trying to tuck her natural hair behind the braiding hair. Okay, here's where I add the 2 pieces of the curly hair. You want to add it in like a downward way, and then you just braid down as normal to braid that piece into the hair, and then you will take out the curly piece. I'm going to show it again because that was kind of quick. And I also did 2 pieces of the curly hair because these boho pieces are kind of like small and it won't look as full. We were going for a full look, so I added 2 pieces every time I added in the curly hair. And here's where I add the braiding hair because it was getting kind of thin when I braid it down. And I'm just making sure her hair is tucked away behind the braiding hair, like I said. And you can actually put product on the hair to smooth it out and place it behind the braiding hair. You can comb it out too, to comb that product in and keep braiding down. And I think I added 2 more pieces of curly hair. So I'm going to continue to braid down and add those right there. Then you just braid down as normal, and then you take out the curly hair. You will need to go back in and cut where the curly pieces stick out. I will show you that also in the video. And yeah, make sure you have your clips handy because sometimes you will pick up some curly pieces. So yeah, the back is done. These are medium size. They kind of look large because her head is so small, but they're definitely medium. And yeah, the next day, because I went to sleep, for the first row, I did 1 big one by her ear because when I did 2, it was just a lot of tension on her hair. And like I said, her hair is a little bit thinner. So I just did 1 big braid by her hair. And above that, I did 3 braids. I do the braid by her edges a little, thicker because her edges are very sensitive. We are trying to grow those back. So I want to be very careful not to put too much tension on that. So therefore, I made the square by her edges a little bit bigger. And yeah, moving on to the second row, I'm going to do 4 rows on each side of her head. This is the second row, the middle braid. And I'm just, make sure you guys brush out the hair from ends to roots. Put the product, comb it in, and then begin to braid. I braid down about 2 times. 1, making sure it's tight, and then 2. You can use the rat tail comb. I love the rat tail comb when I'm doing braids because it just ensures that you will get them crispy, clean parts, okay? Added my first piece of braiding hair, braided down once. Added my second piece of braiding hair, braiding down again, and then adding my third piece of braiding hair. So each braid I use like 4. 3 at the beginning, and then 1 when I'm getting to the end and I feel it getting a little bit thin. So make sure your braiding pieces aren't like too thick also. If your parts are like medium sized, small, do not use thick pieces of hair when doing knotless, okay? And I added in my curly piece. You can see the ends in her hair. You just want to tuck those behind the braiding hair. Get the curly hair out the way. Add that product to the ends. Comb it through. And it just makes the hair blend seamlessly with the braiding hair. And it makes it easier for you to braid down. No fuzzies, no frizzies sticking out the braid. And I think I added two more pieces together. Oh, I added some braiding hair right here. You'll feel the braid, like 1 piece of the leg getting like thin, and that's when you'll add the braiding hair if necessary. And then I added my curly hair. I braid down for like 2 times and then take the curly piece out and keep braiding down just to ensure that curly pieces don't come out. Be sure to braid taut. Don't be having no loose braids, y'all. Make sure y'all braiding tight. I have nails on, so I'm braiding extra slow. So yeah, I usually braid with like shorter nails because I just can't stand my nails like rubbed together. It just annoys me. I don't know how the girls braid with long nails. More power to them. But yeah, you want to go on where you inserted the curly hair, and some of the straight pieces will be sticking out the braid. That's where you cut. Right here, we are on the last 2 rows, and you want to make sure they're even as possible. And you add your product to the part. Some people say that the product makes their scalp itch or their head itch. So in that case, and you don't have to use a lot, okay? Just use the bare minimum to make your part, and then you want to comb that product into the hair so it won't be just sitting on the scalp, or their scalp can become itchy. Also, you want to make sure you oil the hair after and do all the steps. I'm going to show you guys that in the end also. Oh yeah, just clean your part up, make it as straight as possible, honey. And sometimes when you're making your initial middle part, you need to stand in front of whoever's hair you're doing so you don't get it confused. Right here, I'm using my Botana oil. I heard this is the greatest oil on the market. It'll help your hair grow. So that is what we're using for my baby girl. And you just want to put it all on her scalp. I am generous with it. It gives me like the castor oil feel, kind of. And it also will get rid of any like white gel. I know the braid gel has that finishing spray that gets rid of that also. And oil sheen also gets rid of that white cast that you may see where you put product on a root and started braiding and the product got like in the root. Just make sure you oil your scalp, put oil sheen, put the mousse, a hot rag on the braids or whatever, and that white cast will come off. You see, the oil has made the cast come right on off. And also I dipped her ends off camera. But yeah, some people do not dip their human hair. They want it like to be full, but the hair will dry and it will become full anyways. And right here I'm spraying her hair with some water. Usually I put leave-in the water bottle with the water, but I gotta go get some. But yeah, that will moisturize and hydrate the curls. You want to do that before bedtime, and you can just like twist the hair into like 4 sections and put the bonnet on. And also when you wake up, you can spray the hair and you'll be good for the day. Also, if you're having like synthetic curls, you can add like the Got To Be glue gel, and that'll make your curls last. And also for a shiny look to your curls, you can add oil sheen. Right here, I'm just showing you guys the parts. 4 rows in the front, and now 4 rows in the back, including the 2 at the bottom below the ear. And yeah, when you wet the curls, it just gives it that cute wet look, but they will dry and the curls will become fluffy. So cute. Thanks for watching.